All right, you want to do an oil change on, in this case, a 2020 Chevy Colorado V6, and you will need your drop-in oil filter. I can put the number on the screen for that. You will need a 24 millimeter socket with extension to get the oil filter out, and you will need a 15 millimeter socket to empty the pan. On top of that, this engine calls for 6 quarts, 5W30, and if you care about your warranty, don't forget to get that Dexos. Alright, so after you've completed your tool checklist here, you get down here with your pan and you're going to want to drain it. So you just put your socket on here. This is going to be important. You don't want to lose it. It's got a rubber washer on the inside too, so just be careful with it. Don't let that hole get filled with gunk. But it's gonna, with this pan hanging down like this, it's gonna wanna shoot out quite a bit. So you're gonna want to offset your pan over there, and then I always put down this same sheet of OSB. It's probably lasted me 5 years now, but anyways, so I'll do that. All right, we got that out. It's arcing over. Put the bolt right there. Make sure you don't lose that. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. That black washer. Definitely don't want to lose that, or you got to go buy a new one before you put it in. So let that drain all the way out until it is barely dripping. And then plug her back up. Make sure you have the fill cap on the top of the engine open too, so it can flow a lot faster. It won't vacuum in. Okay, we let it drip out until it was just a few drips. Drip, 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 rather than a stream. And that always goes faster if your engine is a little warm. Obviously, you don't want it to be too warm, or else it's going to be a little toasty on you. But when you tighten this back up with that 15 millimeter, when you tighten that back up, just be careful. Don't over tighten it. Just get it good and snug and quit, because you don't want to mess up that that rubber gasket on the inside of that thing there, or mess up the threads. That'd be, you mess up that pan, you got quite a fix you got to deal with. Okay, once you've got your pan drained and you got your plug back in, you got to come back up here and get this oil filter out. And this is probably, this is by far the worst thing about doing this, is you got to get the filter out down there. And this is why we got the extensions. You follow those extensions down and obviously loosen it up with a ratchet. And it's plastic, so the housing should just screw, the top should just screw off. You pick it up, and those drop-in filters, you pull them out. But at some point, right or left-handed, probably right, even if you're left-handed with this angle here, you always got to get your arm all the way down in there. And if your arm is fairly big, that's a little bit of a chore. So I'll do that now. All right, I got that filter cap loosened, and you can see it down there where the 24 millimeter socket goes on. Once you get that loosened, I'll see if I can just do this. Alright. You just got to move. One-handed is even worse, but there. You just got to kind of fish it out a little bit. And there it is. So now with my other hand, I'll take care of this and I'll show you what I did. Alright, so every time you get a new filter, it comes with a new O-ring. So you just pull the old one off, slide the new one down, And then you see these little teeth here. All that does is you push it in like this, and it clicks into the housing at the top there. That simple for this step. Then what you got to do is, I don't know if you can see down there. Okay, there it goes. You see how it's got that filter housing, and then it's got a stem that comes up. You need to be very careful, and you need to slide that stem inside this filter, and then you just screw it back on. So let's see if I can just do that one-handed and show you that it's possible if for some reason you haven't done this before. You gotta fish it around these lines here. There, okay. It's the cap that's the wider part there. Okay, there. Okay, then you just get your arm all the way in there. And then you want to tighten it. Obviously, I mean, even the traditional oil filters, you want to be careful with, you know, that once it touches 3/4 of a turn type business. Well, this is plastic. These drop-in have plastic caps, so same logic as with the plug in the bottom. You just want to do it until it feels good and snug, and that's about it. You don't want to break it. All right, got that thing just snug. There's not, well, I mean, once it's tight, so don't overdo it. And then if you want to, you can reach down there and you can feel that there's no gap between the cap and the housing, and you should be good. Then after that, you just got to put the new oil in, and you're ready to rock. Okay, I put the 6 quarts in, and I went the highly risky way of just pouring in the 5-quart container here and the single quart with no funnel. I would highly recommend that you use a funnel. Thankfully, I didn't make a mess, but that's playing with fire a little bit. So I just couldn't find my funnel. It's not in the same spot it usually is. So I'll have to dig that up later. But anyways, I went for it. It worked. 6 quarts in. Put your cap back on, and you should be all set. So you have checklist. You know, you've got your pan emptied. You got your plug back in the pan. You got your filter out. You got your new filter in. You put your gasket back in that came with a filter. You got everything snug but not too tight. You put your oil in. You put your cap on, and now you're ready to rock. Just got to clean up and get rid of your old oil. Okay, so you're sitting here. It says change engine oil soon. You've changed the oil, and now you're wondering what to do. You hit OK to clear the message. You simply scroll over with this until you get to your oil information, wherever it is. Literally all you have to do, see how it says hit check to reset? Hold the reset down until it flashes back to 100. Boom, you're done.